Hey everybody, it's Deanna Sharon coming to you with a quick word of encouragement. Listen, I had to change my YouTube handle because somebody else actually had Miss Merritt, even though mine was Miss Merritt 11. It was too close to mine, and their channel was a little interesting. So I didn't want people getting my channel mixed up with someone else's. So I've changed my handle to Deanna Sharon, which is convenient because that's actually my name. So you can find me on Instagram at Deanna Sharon and also here on YouTube at Deanna Sharon. I would greatly appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can leave comments below, share this information with other people if you'd like. Again, this is just a quick encouragement this morning. So what I want to talk about today is being yourself and not letting other people define you. Listen, when you let other people define you, a lot of times you may not like what they have to not only say about you, but you may not like how they would define you. So, in order to do that effectively, first and foremost, you have to be honest with yourself, right? So, we have to be honest with ourselves about who we are, the kind of person we are, the kind of character we have, the principles we have in place for living our lives. When you do that, then you can be honest with yourself about where you need to grow, where you need to change. Most times we know when we need to change something, or we know if we're acting out of character or our behavior is not pleasing God. So the first thing you need to do in order to not let other people define you is you have to define yourself. Meaning, again, you have to be honest about who you actually are, right? Once you do that, then the rest you can work on. You can take it to God and say, Lord, I struggle in this area. I struggle in this way. Or, I act in some manner that doesn't reflect your character. It doesn't reflect your love. It doesn't reflect the best of what you have for me. Once you do that, then you can actually move on and see yourself how God sees you. You see, God sees us, He sees our entire life, right? So God is looking at you not only from the beginning, but all the way to the end. So He knows the person that you're going to become. And that's who God is really looking at. He's not necessarily looking at you in your flawed state, but He's looking at you in the state or in the way that you're going to become according to His will. And I think if we rely on God in that way, that we can change what's going on in our lives right now so that our character can become more like Him. We're constantly trying to be conformed to the image of God's Son. So that's the second thing. And then thirdly, really rehearse what God says about you so that it can become an intricate part of who you are. I'm reminded of Jeremiah. He said to God, Lord, I'm a child. Nobody's going to listen to me. But God told him, before you were even formed in your mother's womb, I already knew you. I knew that you were going to be a prophet to the nations. Now, you may not be a prophet to the nations, but the same principle still applies. God knew who you were before you were formed in your mother's womb. He knew what you would become, what you would aspire to. He would know your flaws, your strengths, your weaknesses. But if you concentrate on who God has called you to be and what God knows about you, then you can develop the boldness, the confidence, tempered with humility, to become who you need to become. David said it like this: I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and I well know it. You have to know it about yourself. Get up and look at yourself in the mirror and say, while I may have flaws, I am still made in God's image, and He wants the best for me. No matter where you are in your life, whether you're struggling, whether everything is going perfectly well, if you feel you are being the best person that you can be, that's all amazing. But remember, God wants you to be who he's called you to be, and he wants you to see yourself in that way. Don't let other people define you, because if you do, you may not like how they define you, and they will limit not only who you are right now, but they will limit who you can become. You see, God already sees who we can become. And that's an amazing struggle for people who are trying to progress and are becoming, right? You know where you are, but you know where you should be. You know where God wants you to be. That is where the struggle lies. And beloved, as long as you are pressing towards that mark, do like Paul said and forget those things that are behind you and continue to press towards the mark for the prize of the high calling in God. Do it. And you will see that God is going to be with you every step of the way. Every step of the way. So again, don't let anyone else define you. See yourself how God sees you. And then continually rehearse that to yourself over and over again. No, you're not being conceited when you say, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, because you actually are made in the image of God. And he wants you to see yourself as such, right? Because that's how he sees you. And I'll go even another step further to say that when God sees you, he also sees the blood that Jesus shed. So you're covered by the blood. God is not constantly staring at your sin, but he sees the blood that Jesus shed for you. So remember that as you cultivate your relationship with God, know that your identity is found in who he says that you are. When you do that, you realize you can conquer anything. Stop being defined by other people and be defined by God himself. All right, beloved, have a great day. Again, my name is Deanna Sharon. Follow me on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube here. Like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. All right, have a great day.